Good morning, Lone Star. It's so good to see you guys and all you visitors that are with us this morning. I'm Pastor Darla, and today, instead of having Pastor Jason on with me, we have
Pastor Rob.
Yay!
I get to be the family life pastor here. I work with life groups and classes that we have here at the church. I work with our ministry school, and then I get to help lead our trips to Israel and to Greece when we do the Journeys of Paul in Greece. Great job.
He is so much fun. I love working with Pastor Rob. And actually, we are really distant cousins.
That's right.
Like super far back.
Like 10th or something like that.
Yeah, it's almost so far back that we can't even, the only way we found it was I found some relatives that were the same. And so, let me see. I am trying to pull up this post on Facebook, and I can't find it. But if you are on here this morning, we are so glad. I'm sorry that we're running a little bit late this morning. Usually we're on at 9:30, and but Pastor Randy got to preaching this morning, and so he just now stopped, and we're getting ready for this next service. So, what was it that Brad sent us a message?
Oh yes, we need to announce for the 10 o'clock service coming up here real soon that the fellowship hall is open and available. It's an overflow. It's also the safest place if you're a little bit concerned about anything. It'll be the most distancing. There'll be masks. We're doing everything we can safe everywhere, and everybody's welcome everywhere. But if there is a place needed, there in the fellowship, if you haven't been in that new part, it's connected to the main building. You can walk in the air conditioning through, or you can park right outside the fellowship hall and just only go in the fellowship hall and come back out if you're worried about that at all. We want you to feel safe and comfortable. Some of you may just be staying online, and that's great too.
I'm tossing my phone to Pam. I can't find the feed. I'm looking for it. And so what we want to ask you to do this morning, because we do have other people that are watching online with us, and they're answering any questions or anything that you have, but we want to know where you're watching from. And so just put your town, your state, your country, whatever. We want to be able to welcome you guys to church and just to get ready for the service. Randy has a really good sermon this morning. And
he is wound up today. It's awesome.
He is. He is so much fun. And yes, if you have the question, are we going to have an 11:30 service? No, we're not going to have an 11:30 service this morning. And the reason being is because even though we're back to our regular services, our regular times, there's not a whole lot of people that are coming back to church. And so we're thinking, okay, we don't need to keep it open for just a few people in that third service. So we're going to do the two services, and then we're going to do the Monday night service. So if for some reason you missed church this morning, we're going to have it tomorrow night, and you can watch this video for the next service. You can watch it anytime, all week long.
All week long.
So church is available to you all the time. And we want to just let you know that we love you. We're here for you. And you had said something earlier to me when we were walking over, Rob, about graduation and the stuff that's happening this weekend. So just tell us a little bit about graduation, because the kids here in Montgomery, they actually got to have graduation, which was awesome. I love how Texas has opened up the way that it has. It's just such a progressive state, and we're not just like sitting back and waiting for things to happen, but our leaders are motivated, and they're so
I loved
cool.
it more. I preferred it, actually, because it got to happen in our stadium. The only limiting thing was you could only bring 4 guests, but it was there in the high school stadium. Everybody was spaced out. Everybody had a row in the stands, so you felt safe and spaced out. But you got to do it right there. It was a beautiful day. They had it set up well and organized well, and the graduates were really honored. They had lost a lot of things through this spring semester. A lot of their awards banquets and things like that. So they bragged on some of the students in the ceremony, which was good. They had a slideshow playing. There was just a lot of great things that they made happen for these seniors. We need to be praying for this class. This class started with 9/11. They were born during 9/11.
Oh, wow. I did not realize
their
that.
lives, their moms were pregnant with them, most of them, during 9/11, and they went through that trauma in the womb. And now they're graduating in the midst of the COVID virus. So this class is going to change the world. I'm telling you what. They are ready for change. They're ready. They've been conditioned for things. And who knows what's coming in this world?
Yes.
There's a lot going on, but they're going to be more ready, more resilient. They've had to be resilient. They've grown up in Interesting times, that's
yes.
for sure.
And their faith is stronger.
Yes.
They're actually,
Lord,
this generation, their faith is so strong, and they want people to know and hear about the Lord and to serve the Lord. And so they have a strong belief system, and we're so thankful for our younger generations and how amazing they are. So we have a lot going on. You just said we have a lot going on in the country, and we have a lot going on in church. We did have this last week, yesterday we had our
third week of it, right?
Our third week of farmers to families giveaway of produce, and it's like root vegetables and fruit and dried pinto beans. And so you got like the full meal deal for vegetable soup going on right there with dessert. But
good stuff.
It's awesome. We have several more weeks of it coming up. So don't forget, if you live in this area, come by and get some, and don't just get some for yourself. Get some for the people in your neighborhood, in your area. We want to encourage that.
I took one to a neighbor, and I think I was one of the first people he had talked to since all this quarantine. I mean, some people are really hunkered down,
Some people are very hunkered down.
It gave me a chance to talk to my neighbor. I know this neighbor, but to get to know, they're older, and it was just a great opportunity to get to visit with them and check on them in a sense and all that. And it gave me a reason to walk over there. I should walk over there more, I guess.
Yeah, there's so many amazing opportunities right now. And there's a lot of things that are going on. We were talking a little bit earlier, and I'm sorry we still don't have Facebook up, so we can't see where you're coming from or where you are, but I know that y'all are there. But we were also talking about, Rob and I were just having a conversation. What is it that's going on in our world today? And it's number one, it's the virus. Number two, the seniors are all graduating, and the summer is beginning. And then we also have all of the riots that are going on all over the country. And I think to not say something about it would not be right. But we don't want to go overboard on it. So I know everybody is extraordinarily passionate during this time. I got onto TikTok, and I just did what was trending, and it was very passionate. And man, my heart went out to so many of the people that were on there and just sharing their stories. And it was just, it was heartbreaking stories. And then I got onto, the Facebook pages and just went through the news feed, which is, I try not to do that, but I came across my daughter's post, and then I was reading through it last night as I was going to bed, and I read what she wrote, and I thought, she's right. And I have such brilliant children. Not only is she beautiful, but she's brilliant. Of course,
knew that, yeah.
Every parent, all of your kids are brilliant and they're beautiful and they're handsome and all that. So I was reading through it, and I was reading through all of the reactions that were under it, and just the debates and the opinions and the insisting on their way and all of this and it was cyclical. It seems like it's the same cyclical comments over and over and over again, because the truth of the matter is, and I don't like that statement, by the way, the truth of the matter is, because it sounds like everything else is a lie, because this is the real truth. But here is the truth of the matter. The truth of the matter is that the statement Black Lives, and this is what my daughter's point was, the statement Black Lives Matter is a good statement, because Black lives really do matter. And then the comeback was all lives matter. And I thought, and I listened to all of the justifications and all of the reasons and all of the examples for that, and I thought, you're right, all lives do matter. But the point was, when you say the words Black Lives Matter and then you come back with, well, all lives matter. When I finally really just looked at all of that, because I've said that. My name is Pastor Darla Weaver, and I am guilty of saying that and reacting to Black Lives Matter in the same way. But when I read through that and I began to understand, it's arrogant to say that, because yes, Black lives matter. But to reply with all lives matter is argumentative, and it's actually a very arrogant statement.
Right.
It's one of those statements that says, you can say what you want to, but I'm going to one up you, or I'm going to try to come in behind you. It's just a very thoughtless. And I even said I replied on the post finally, and I said, that came when I finally just thought about it. It's very arrogant. It's demeaning.
It's trying to take it off of the topic. We're trying to correct. We're trying to have some justice here. We need to focus on the issue and not deflect it onto something else and try to take it broader and dilute it away from what the topic is, right?
Right.
So that's not right. That's not helpful, is what I mean.
And so in just doing that as a white woman, I thought, you know what? That coming from a white woman, it reinforces the fact that all of the people, all the people in America, and it's not just black people, it's white people too. I mean, everybody's like making this point that Black Lives Matter. It's taken that point of Black Lives Matter and it's saying, you're not listening to me. Let me start over. Being a white woman and saying that to someone, especially if I said that to someone who was black and trying to make the point that their life really does matter, it's a bad thing. And so if somebody said to me, Black Lives Matter, and it was coming from a black person, my response now is going to be, because I've changed my mindset, not even realizing that I had it's a little bit racist even. I think it pushes the envelope. Maybe it's not racist.
To say all lives matter is racist?
No. I think that just belittling the fact that they're trying to say Black Lives Matter, because what they're really saying is my life matters. I'm a black person and my life matters. And so my response needs to be, your life matters to me.
Yes. Oh, make it
Your
personal.
life matters to me.
Yes.
So to all of you folks out there who are your Black America, I'm going to tell you right now, I can't say anything for anybody. I can't even speak for Pastor Rob, but I can't speak for my husband, but I can say to you, your life matters to me.
Yes.
And because your life matters to me, I'm going to begin to start the change within myself so that I don't make that mistake again without being thoughtful, without thinking. What is the root of why I am saying that? Because if I'm going to make an argument and somebody tries to argue back about my argument, then I'm going to defend my argument to the death. And that's what's happening.
That's right.
They're defending their argument to the death because people are getting hurt.
Yes. And I want to say, I hope that the timing of this really produces some change, because people have slowed down and they have more time with the coronavirus going on. I think it's engaged a lot more people in this topic, because we've had these types of things happen and we've kind of gotten callous to it. Other people in the last 2-3 years have died from police brutality, and we started looking the other way. And I'm glad that it's happening now and that some change can happen, because it's kind of like the school shootings. Now there's been so many school shootings that we're a little bit callous to it, and it doesn't produce a change in us. And I want some change to happen. I do want some things to change.
Yes.
And so I'm hoping that the timing of this, coming right off of that, I don't want to say, oh, woe is me, the world's going to end, and look at what's happening now. I want to say, well, this is a time for change to happen, and let's capitalize on it. I think there are right ways and wrong ways to go about change,
There is.
But let's pray for change to happen and look for the chance for the church to be the church and to bring the good news in the midst of all this. How do we respond in the midst of this? If we're not responding, that's why we're even bringing up the topic. It's a little scary to bring up this topic because it's so volatile, right?
Yeah, but you know what? I've never backed up from scary.
That's right. So please hear our hearts. If we misspoke in any way, please let us answer that. But we just want change to happen and for some justice to happen.
I think listening to each other is so vital. And so we thank you for being here. We're sorry that we weren't able to welcome all of you guys from all the different locations like we have in the past. We're in a different spot this morning, and so maybe next week when we're going to be in here from now on with this new location, because church is back to normal, except for all of the stuff that we're supposed to be doing, like the hand sanitizer stuff. But we just appreciate you guys so much and enjoy the service. Randy, doesn't talk specifically into the demonstrations that are going on. Of course, we condemn the riots. We do not. The riots are wrong. The demonstrations, we are with you.
Yes.
He addresses it, but he doesn't address it. So we love you guys.
Love you.
Have a blessed week, and we'll see you in a minute.